Hey, so I recently made a TikTok out of this idea that did pretty well over there, so I thought I'd extend it a bit for over here. TikTok is very easy to get engagement on, I found, so I've been dedicating a lot of time to posting over there, but I've been realizing I'm just not built for that platform recently. I could elaborate a lot on that. But since this is the first video like this that I've ever made over here, I'll keep this on what the video is actually about, which is that I have a new character design challenge. Make a character from scratch entirely based on the vibes of a mood board. Prepare yourself for some total whiplash because I'm going to start playing a tweaked version of the TikTok where I had to talk very fast. But yeah, I think this is a super fun way to exercise your design skills because it's all about looking at ideas and concepts that you want an audience to be reminded of and then figuring out how to get the audience on that same wavelength while looking at something else, in this case your character. I don't know if you guys are big bread tubers, but I like how CJ the X puts it here.
Signal words are a practical tool you can use to check if the essence of your art has survived the transmutation from the eternal to your heart to your subjective analogs to an object to someone else's subjective analogs to their heart and back to the eternal. Let's say the signal words for my YouTube channel are like art, chaotic, God. Now, obviously, I don't think that any of those things encapsulate the essence of my work on YouTube, but they are kind of what I expect people to say if they're getting the value out of the thing I'm making that I expect them to or intend them to.
You got all that? For my first go, I chose this mood board. If you'd rather try a different one, I'll spare you the search. I have a curated collection of mood boards on Pinterest that I saved specifically for making characters like this. My handle's @Twizaz, display name is Molly. You should be able to find that board on my profile. However, it would be very cool if anyone wanted to do a different interpretation of this one, that tag me, maybe explain a different direction you went in and why. So to start, I stared at it. I got a strong impression of an environment as opposed to a person, this really bright, colorful, fun city. So I knew I wanted to draw someone who above all looked like they would love living and being out there. To convey that, I settled on a skater style, since that to me evoked someone who would spend a lot of time outside in a more urban environment type of way, obviously as opposed to like a hiker. Hiking signifiers like boots and a backpack can work as shorthand for someone who likes to be outside, but not only is that a bit on the nose, it's also very specific. Like, not every outdoorsy person likes hiking. That's why it's important and a lot more fun to get creative and nuanced with your shorthand. Skater fashion signifiers can also tell your audience your character likes being outside in a much more specific way. They like an urban setting with railings and concrete and places to get this awesome looking ice cream. The colors of the outfit can also bring to mind the type of person who may have painted these murals. A subway surfer, if you will. Tiny regret is the palm trees here tell me this is a very warm place, but all the people here in the mood board are in sweaters, so like never mind, I guess. This one in particular I was very keen on drawing, so I found a pose reference, collected some fashion inspiration, and I ended up with this. I drew it a while ago, hence why I didn't record a speed paint, and in retrospect I would have let the subculture influence the outfit a lot more than I did, but I was much less confident drawing clothes then, so I give myself a pass. Maybe I can say I intended for her to be a poser. I only put thought into a basic idea of who she is, since these aren't supposed to be OCs that are terribly important to me. But honestly, I'm still proud of what I came up with. So what it was a small playlist, which should be up on screen right now and linked in the description. Not with songs I think she'd listen to necessarily, but songs I think explain her and her vibes. Although I think this is a rare case in which she would also enjoy all the songs on this list. I decided her full name is Zuzu Ball. She's a Cancer sun born on June 24th because 4 is a purple number. She's also ENFP in addition to that. She, her pronouns, of course, in accordance to have been addressing her the whole video. I think she's cis and bi, originally from India, but lived in Miami her whole life. I was looking for very skater-friendly places and almost considered Japan because did you guys know they rock skateboarding events up there at the Olympics? Because I didn't know that. But the States felt more apt for the emo pop-punk culture where you're running around doing whatever you want, especially in like 2005, 2009. Which is when I decided she's alive. She's a 5'3", 15-year-old in 2009. By the way, if I was drawing this today and I had to change something, I would have given her rollerblades. I have no idea why I didn't do that. I knew I couldn't draw shoes, even back then. Who was I kidding? Wheels were literally the whole point of the design anyway. I didn't even give her Heelys. What was I on? But other than that, I would have definitely also made the pants a bit baggier. But yeah, I learned a lot from doing this and I'm still happy with the result despite how old it is. I'm going to be making a lot more of these soon. In fact, sneak peek, next time I'm going to be using this mood board as my base. Don't you want to see its character design so bad? Oh my gosh, if you want, there's a button with the word subscribe on it that you can punch and I'll tell you when I post that. Bye!